Oh, kids, they gonna keep escaping.
Right, we're kind of live-ish.
Nah, I don't believe you.
I like to be live-ish.
Fuckity, 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 fuck.
You can do that. You just can't say "cunt." I think it goes. Oh, kids,
You
they
two
keep
do,
escaping.
just pushing the boundaries.
Right, we're kind of live-ish.
Nah,
Dirty
don't
Sancho's got an out on us.
I like to be live-ish.
Sounds a good
James,
sign.
Fuckity,
James is the
fuckity, fuck.
Jonathan Edwards of iOS.
Is he the runner?
No, he's triple jumper.
It's good, this bit.
It is. We started off with Jonathan Edwards swearing. He lost his faith, you see. He did a triple jump and then triple jumped too many times, then lost his faith.
He lost his face.
Faith, not his face.
Oh, right.
Oh, if you want to, I'm showing some pictures at the beginning, and if you want to see those, look in the drive.
Oh.
But you don't need to. You don't need to.
Oh, I saw them. I saw them.
Perfect.
David Childs was one of the pictures. I saw that.
All right, spoilers.
Whoa, that's not. That's more of that's a tease, isn't it? If you haven't shown it, if you have, then it's right.
Oh, Louis
I've been looking forward to the nudes. If I remember correctly, this is you're revealing all the naked pictures that Omis have sent you over the years, aren't you?
I've never got. I nothing more embarrassing than run a Facebook group, and then one of the female admins goes, "Can you just remove blah blah blah?" I go, "No, why is that? He's all right." They go, "Just send me a picture of his dick." Okay. Yeah. I don't have any defence for that. I like that as a conversation opener. It's amazing.
Right, let's roll the intro.
Is
If
it
we have to.
just cock shots for a minute and a half?
Good idea.
Say, James?
Are we live?
We're live. Welcome to the Ideal Home Show, episode 197. Thank you very much for joining us. Good to see all of your smiling faces. Andy Fairchild's in there. Grateful Ann, Scotty Bogfoot, Louis is in there as well. Daly's in.
You can't sing
David,
that song
Nick,
anymore.
Jibby. Everyone's in chat. It's a beautiful place to be. Don't forget, if you are in chat, the best thing to do is to switch that chat to live chat in the top right rather than top chat. You might miss the odd message if you don't have it in live chat. So strongly recommend that. Thank you for joining us tonight. On tonight's panel, we have Brad. That's that guy. John from justadnick.co.uk. And James, the nation's favourite squonker, from Vaparel. Some exciting stuff going on at Vaparel. Vaperel. So make sure you're on board with that if you're not already. But yeah, it's James from Vaperel. So before we get started, let's make sure our homies are ready. I've got a few snaps that I've stolen off our Facebook group.
Oh, I thought you were running them over the top of the back curtain stuff.
No, it's on. I'm going to show them right now. I'm going to show some homies that are ready for tonight. First one, David Childs, flipping the bird with his Reaper.
Oh yeah, but he's also his local headphones guy.
Oh, is he? Is he getting a reputation as bad as yours?
Yeah, headphones guy.
So that's Childsy. We've got Clarky as well. Good old Bob. Again with the vulgarity finger gesture. It's a bit
Finger
of a
looks
call
like
for.
it's seen some tough miles.
But beer in hand is ready. It's ready. And we've got Jimmy the Parker, Spider-Man's brother.
He's literally parked up as well, isn't he? So is Jimmy Parker parked?
Has he ever had a good night's sleep, that guy?
Doesn't look like it.
No, I mean, he's like, what is he, 19 or something? And he looks like 46.
Looks like Burger King, doesn't it? No, I mean, he looks like he's going to go to Burger King.
Jimmy, you like Burger King, like an old Burger King.
He does look a bit like Burger King now you mention it. But I meant, he looks, yeah. We've got Foxy as well. Matt Fox, he's ready. Brewdog's ready. Squonker's ready. Again with this obscene hand gesture. But yeah, everyone's ready. Everyone is ready. So let's crack. Oh,
it's like a universal signal, isn't it?
Yeah, I just thought that's how you lot said hello.
Yeah, it sort of is.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
Gangster. It's gangster. That's what John.
It is. It's, if you're really cool, you can pull it off. I think. Let's crack on. James, what are you vaping? What you drinking? What do you have for lunch? And when did you last go to the south of England? And why did you do that?
Is this me?
Yep.
Sorry, my connection seemed to break up a little bit there. Hi, hello, good evening. Good. Yes. What did I have for? I'll start with eatables first. I had a sandwich for lunch. Had ham. Had crunch and ham. My new favourite.
Crackling up.
I think I mentioned it before. Am I working okay?
I cracked up.
Yeah. Power through it. Yeah.
Okay. I'll turn up the. Is that better or worse? Better or worse?
You're fine now. It's not. It's fine now. It was just a bit.
Okay, that's good. That's good. I'll turn that back down again then. Okay. Oh, that's moral. Okay. That's okay. So I had a sandwich for lunch, crunch and ham. It's not called that. I don't know what it's called really. It's the ham that's boiled in the bag from French. From French.
From French.
Oh, should we come back to James?
Oh, yeah. Damn.
Yep. Well,
I can see it frozen on my screen. I'll continue talking anyway. I'm drinking. Oh, look, I'm getting the sign. I'm drinking. I'm drinking Spanish beer. I'm not drinking French beer. I'm drinking Spanish beer. I've got an Australia. In me Australia glass. Look at that. Different Australias. It's nice. What was the other stuff? I'm vaping. Oh yeah, vaping on the Lucas with the vaping doing a whistle on top, and in there is Frambosa, which is delicious. It's only been done a week. It's really, really good for a week. I didn't think it would. I thought it would be terrible, but I'm still off the tobacco crunch because I'm vaping the other stuff. And that's what I'm on to at the minute. And it's grand after a week, which is surprising. I thought it would take 2 or 3, and that isn't. It's good. I've also got my Hellfire set up, and in there is, what flavour is it? It's some sort of bakery flavour. It's bread and butter pudding from Jeffrey's Vintage Vapes. It's pretty good. It's kind of custardy and bready and buttery. That's nice enough. Last time I was down south, as you well know, was to see you lovely chaps, wasn't it?
That's north of the Watford Gap.
So when was the last time that I was in the London?
Well, anything below IVM, really.
No. Well,
sort of.
No, it's in the south of England. IVM was in the south of England. It was
That's
very
right.
central. But
It's more northern than me, so.
From where I am, it's south. I was in Stanley the other day. That's south of me and all.
Who's Stanley?
Stanley, it's a place. It's not far. It's a shithole. It's a proper shithole. It's where the knives come from.
All right.
Yeah, it's they've got a big shop there. I went to a big shop in Stanley. Anyway, that's my questions. Is that right? That's it. I don't think I should talk much. I don't think we can neck and take much more.
Slide it on then.
John, how you doing? What's your week like? What are you drinking on? What are you vaping on? I'll tell you what. I have thought of a question. I was going to be more seamless than this. I was going to say, well, actually, this week I've been watching quite a bit of YouTube. I've been watching the YouTube quite a bit this week. Funny you should ask us what I've been doing this week. I've been watching some new dudes on YouTube that I hadn't previously watched. I've been watching a fella called Tech Moan, does tech stuff. Been watching a fella called the 8-Bit Guy who old tech stuff, and then Unbox Therapy, which is a more famous one, I think.
Yeah, very famous.
I love it. I love that. The short though, they're really short. I like more.
You just like watching unboxing. Is it a certain thing they unbox?
It's all. I mean, they're all pretty much tech stuff. It's news tech and old tech that I'm watching. Basically, it's much. I mean, it's better than vaping stuff. It's much better than watching vaping stuff. I mean, they go on way too long. I mean, this show, for instance, is normally about 90 minutes long, which is way too long. We all agree, and we're saying we're going to get it down to less than that, and often it's more than that. So anyway, John,
you're helping that.
John, we seamless link. Listen, John. So that's what I've been watching on the YouTubes this week. What about you? What do you like to watch on the YouTubes that is non-vape related? Seamless.
That was good. I was going to say, I've had a good week. I was kind of trying to start from Thursday. Last week, kind of thing. So last week was the pistache craziness, which I managed to get it out. And on the last post run, I tripped up, punched myself in the chest, and cracked my own rib.
We have told you to stop getting it out.
It's pretty good. And then down to Milton Keynes for the weekend to see my mother, which is always a chore. She's never going to watch this. It's fine. Yeah, but it's been a good week. Like crazy busy, but brilliant. Was it a lunch question?
Well, we do want to know what you had for lunch.
Always. That's a standing question.
I always want to hear what Jake. What it is kind of. It's very Richard-esque what I had for lunch actually. So
a Jacob's cracker covered in Marmite.
That isn't bad. You did quite well. I actually had.
Oh, was it Ritz? Was it Ritz? Is it cracker though? Was it a cracker?
It was a cracker.
What about one of them thins? Was it like one of them? I've seen them thins.
Ryvita, because he's Italian.
No, it wasn't Ryvita. It's not bad. I had 5 because like you get them in like a snack pack wrap like thing. I had 5. I can't what they are, like really thin oat cakes with a bit of.
Why don't you just be honest and say you had a Dairy Lunchable?
I wouldn't eat that. That'd make me really sick. I can't eat that ham. I'd be sick.
It's ham, that is it?
That's what they
thought it was part of the packaging.
I don't think you need to refrigerate that. I don't see why you would. So I had that Philadelphia cheese and 2 oranges. Because, I need to kind of fit in a pair of suit trousers in like 2 weeks' time, and I put on like 1.5 inches. So I need to lose 1.5 inches.
Just breathe in the full time. You'll be good.
They go on. It's just uncomfortable.
And
I can't stand
oat cakes and cheese, they're not good slimmy things though.
They are compared to how many calories there are in that and 2 oranges. And then I have like porridge for breakfast and black coffee and water.
Are you counting your calories, John?
It's far below.
Have you got an app? Have you got an app?
No, I didn't bother. I worked it out ages ago how many calories you have to eat a day to sustain 12 stone, which is what that's about where I want to be. 11.5, 12. Sorry, not 12 stone. 11.5 stone. So to try and stay constant 11.5 stone, you have to stay in or around. I can't remember. Is it 2,000 calories or 2,500 calories? So still there's a deficit, which is what I want. Or about 2,000 is fine. And then I would have
There's no deficit if you maintain it.
We should have more.
No, but I don't weigh 11.5
on the group. Let's start a thread off, and let's. Who else is watching the weight on the group?
Loads of people. Let's
do that. Are you not keto one, John? I know you're a big fan of keto.
I really want to take the piss out. I do think it's a bag of shit, but I think it's unsustainable. But it has worked for people like Selby. See the difference in Mark Selby, famous for Cactus Punch. How much weight he's lost on keto is quite incredible. I think he's about 3 stone down, isn't he, or something? Yeah,
he's lost loads of weight. Not just that, his insides are working a lot better, it seems. So I think it does work for Mark.
Yeah, well, you couldn't tell that at IVM.
Oh yeah, he was rank, wasn't he?
Was he keep fighting?
He said he's on the way down, because I travelled down with Selby, and he doesn't mind discussing bodily function. Selby is like, this diet is amazing. This diet is absolutely amazing. Me bowels transformed, mate. Absolutely transformed. Regular as clockwork. Bish bash bosh. And then this was half an hour conversation. Good crack. It was good. It was good. Good crack. He was like, but remember, because I've travelled down from 3 times now. I've travelled down to Vietnamese Swamwalk 3 times, and there is something wrong with his insides, and if you're in a contained space with him, it's not good. I know you know what I'm talking about there.
He's a cab driver, so there's going to be a lot of people stuck with him in a contained space.
He should be offering discounts to people. Really, really should. Really sorry about that one. Cover the petrol, get yourself out. Really sorry. He should be definitely that. But he was like, no, completely changed now. He had 3 beers. He was like, breaking trousers. He was breaking trousers down there.
I will say, I remember getting in a cab once with a large American guy as the driver. As I got in, we pulled away from the pavement, and he just went like, it was really long. It was about 10 seconds long, and he finished. And he went, I'm sorry about that. So it's literally nothing I could do.
I just would have clammed the fuck out.
It was ridiculous. Like, that is ridiculous. Actually, oh, vape. There you go. That's easy. I only got 2. So that's quick and simple and quick and simple. Oh, there we go. I have got a billet box, and in that billet box, I have got a purple vapes. Is that it?
Velvet vapes.
Velvet vapes. That's the fella. Sorry, I just want to check 2 things. I have a velvet vapes. What the fuck am I doing? Oh my god, he's lost this complete train of thought. I can't remember who makes the parts inside now. I've gone on my head. Is it written on here? It's written on here, isn't it? It's written on here, isn't it? KRV. Sorry, I've got a velvet vapes adapter thing and a coil from somebody.
Bridge.
Bridge, yeah.
Come bridge.
On, John, you're sponsored by these people.
No, I'm so tired. Yes, that Big Tom, Medium Tom, he sent me a care package of billet box upgrades from who I just lost it already. KRV. He sent me loads of stuff. And the first thing I fitted, and it's still the only thing, is it's a flush 510. It's not very exciting, but it's there. You can't see it anymore. And loads of other little bits and bobs. It's just to be nice, which I just thought that was really sweet.
That's cool.
Yeah, really like that. Inside that, I've got 25 milligram Canadian breakfast. That coil, I've totally forgot the fucking name of. It's 2 weeks old. It's 0.6. It's not gone.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous for just a coil. And can only be breakfast isn't clean. It's not dirty, but it's not clean. Then I've got this. I've got a Dwar 16 on top of a brilliant, expensive custom-made pipe. It's not. It's a Smart Guardian thread. And in that, I have got a crack current at 50 milligram. What YouTube people do I watch that aren't anything to do with vaping? I've got a few. There are only a few there. I'm not massive on it. Cody's Lab, which is just wicked. It's a chemist who makes who does like really weird videos, like how to get gold, how to reclaim gold from jewelry or gold plating, or how to get actual iron out of blood, or and loads of other things. Oh, he floated an anvil on Mercury, which was pretty cool.
That's a really far away place to put an anvil.
Yeah, he just did it, man. He just built a pond and everything. It was amazing. He that paddling pool, 10 foot. There, done. Grand Illusions, which you've only got to watch it once and you're addicted. Tim from Grand Illusions, who goes to toy shows all over the world, and they gets a table full of toys, old and new and whatever, and just shows you the little gadgety thing. Quite cool. I think a lot of people watch Chris Ramsey, who does like puzzle boxes, stuff like that. It's kind of boring, but I do like those things I watch on YouTube.
Didn't he do a collab about 3 months ago with a Canadian guy who builds custom puzzle boxes?
Yeah, I think so.
I fucking want one of those so bad. I just wish I
Every time I see one of the really, really, really awesome boxes, I think, oh, I'm going to check that, and they're like $2,000. I don't care that much.
Yeah, I'm like, oh no, thanks.
Yeah, no, fuck it. Yeah, it's only $2,000, and there's a 4-year waiting list.
Yeah, I find it hard enough getting into a fucking shoebox, never mind the puzzle box.
And the other thing
it cost me $2,000.
Once you've done it, that's it, isn't it? You kind of get, yeah, it'd be like a kid at Christmas, and you get, hey, oh, fuck, it's worthless.
Yeah.
That's it. Brad.
Hello, darling.
Hello, sweetheart. How's we been? Oh yeah, I'm drinking Go Shit. What are you vaping on? What are you drinking on? Oh, put what do you have for lunch somewhere in there. When and where was the last time you played Laser Quest or Quasar?
We're going to have to clarify. Laser Quest, I understand. Quasar?
Same shit.
Oh, okay.
Just
I thought Quasar was the alien. The alien, Quasar.
I love Brad so much. The shit he says is so fucking weird. What was that? I thought it was that.
What's the movie where they all like pray to the alien god and they go, it's like this little creepy church and they go, Quasar.
We didn't get that one.
Cable guy. Is it so American?
No, they live in a barn in the back of a farm.
In the bubble wrap people.
Bubble wrap.
Do they have the bubble wrap suits on?
Yeah.
I'm sure it's one of the, isn't it? I don't know. Chat will tell us. I haven't got chat.
Chat, you let us know.
I don't know what you're talking about now.
The bubble wraps, they're on the bubble wrap. Oh, I can't remember either. But I remember this, and I remember bubble wrap suits.
I remember this. That's all I remember. But anyway, I'll go back and answer, and we'll see what chat has to say when they get
You're watching the Ideal Home Show. Vaping live chat.
We haven't got a clue what we're on about.
You haven't. We don't have any idea what Brad's on about.
Yeah, that's what we were going for, wasn't it?
Chris Bishop's gone with Coneheads.
No, Coneheads is fucking legendary, though.
Mick Blizzard went Songs of Praise.
Anyway, I am still vaping on my EVL from John and John. I'm pointing up to the other John because I don't know where he is. And in here, I have got Cactus Jackie. Yakko.
What mod's that?
That is the Unwell that you sent me
right.
a couple months back.
What did you call it? The Unwell. Is it U-Well?
U-Well.
Used to be.
The Unwell.
I can't read good, okay? We've established this last week.
It's like me nan, isn't it? Nobody knows what the fuck you two are talking about, the way chat's gone.
Well, at least one person in this.
Dude, where's my car? Is it dude, where's my car? It could be dude, where's my car?
Could
no,
be.
it's not dude, where's no.
It's the right type of movie, though. I think it is.
Is it
Richard.
Anyway, well, let's go. Normally I have it on my little 350, but I keep forgetting to charge the batteries, so it gets put on the U-Well. And I'm actually drinking brandy tonight because there was no beer in the fridge.
I see there.
Just a little bucket of beer.
A little sniffed out.
And I've just been warned that my internet is unstable, so I'm not even sure if you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
But I shall persevere.
Audio's coming through lovely.
He's frozen on me.
Hello.
I can't hear him, but he can't hear us. Amazing.
It's that bloody southern internet.
I can hear someone calling me a fuckhead, so
you're back.
Clearly the show is still going on.
Oh yeah, he's still going. Carry on.
Yay.
Go.
Okay, cool. So that week was fucking busy. Was basically non-stop work shit from Monday till today, and now I'm fucking done, and I'm here, and tomorrow I get to go visit him. I get to go visit John tomorrow. I'm going to take the train up to his shop and give him a cuddle.
Hey, I like it.
Yeah, I'm going to cuddle him very gently so as not to break another bone. But
I think you'll have to wait. You'll have to be waiting for a cab at the train station, and then Luke cuddle you. Because I already told you that train station is not here, even though it says it is.
Yeah, no, I found a bus. It's like 15 minutes.
Okay. Sorry,
Cool.
personal.
Nah, it's all good. Week, beer, drink. No, that's not beer. That lunch. Oh, lunch. My question, which I will pose to you, Richard, in the form of an answer. No. In the form of an answer to what the fuck I had for lunch, is what flavored jam do you pair with a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? So remember that, because that's your question for later. But anyway, let me answer my lunch. I had a peanut butter and jam wrap. And I wanted to know whether anyone else thought that was odd, because my whole family is now judging me.
Yeah, rightfully so.
It's weird, but it shouldn't be. I do kind of get what you mean.
We opened the cupboard and we had peanut butter and we had jam and we didn't have any bread, but we had a wrap.
Yeah,
so I took the wrap out and I spread peanut butter on it, and then I spread jam on it and I rolled it up and I ate it.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done that, but I would not judge it.
No, I wouldn't judge it. Just a bit. I don't do peanut butter jam. So.
Strawberries standard, isn't it? For peanut butter and jelly.
Give away your answer. They're on the edge of their seats, Richard.
You're jumping ahead, Richard. You're ruining the suspense of your answer.
Is it my go yet?
Yeah. Okay. So, drink.
Yeah, strawberry or raspberry is fine. But I mean, it's not. I wouldn't go for myself, but you know,
like walking. It's like herding cats. This show.
It's sometimes.
If peanut butter is a standalone, isn't it? It's a standalone. For me, it's a standalone thing, and I don't eat it because. Yeah.
I'm not really asked. I make satay chicken with it sometimes.
Yeah, that's a different kettle of fish, isn't it? Different kettle of poisson.
If you eat it on its own, do you put white pepper on it?
It's honestly, it's like being in a home.
You're talking bollocks, Brad.
I promise you, it is fucking marvelous. Chat, please let them know that I'm not fucking crazy. Pepper on peanut butter.
Peanut butter and banana suggestion in chat.
That is, I give him that. I reckon that's pretty.
That's a good one. Yeah, Andy.
Just well done on still listening, Andy. Right, drinking Shepherd Neame & Co. Double Stout.
Ooh.
I've got a couple of stouts and porters for this evening. Vaping on the Afeng AIO, which we'll talk about later. The Barrage RDA, which we'll talk about later, from As Modest.
Sweet.
Still on the MVP5, that's just baller. And I've got the Nunchaku 2, which is not small but is good. And in there, I've got Can Only Be Breakfast in there. So that's a thing. For lunch, I had.
Do you like that Can Only Be Breakfast, Bill? I haven't heard your review.
Yeah, I don't love it, but I do like it. If you love those cereal type flavors, you will love it. And I like it, but I don't love it.
So given the choice, you would go nut, would you?
Yes. Oh yeah, I really like the nut, and I like the breakfast, but it's not a staple.
Sorry.
Yeah. So that's that. For lunch, I had a microwave curry. You know, like when it comes in a split pot, and half of the pot is rice and half is. Yep, I had one of them. And yeah, the peanut butter and jam. Yeah, no. I don't know. What can you say?
Do what you like. Nothing you've already haven't said.
Right.
Sweet. Next.
World vaping news. Who's first, John? Knock it.
Me. I was in here quick there. This one's just right. It is Vape Expo the return next weekend. That is the weekend begins on the 25th on the Friday for B2B, 26th. Normies, and the 27th as well. Everyone will fuck off on the 27th, so go. Just say I don't know, Richard, have you decided whether you're going on that yet?
If I am, it's just Friday.
Richard will be there on the Friday. I'm definitely going to be there on the Saturday. I like doing it because it's the like one of the last ones of the year. So yeah, booked a hotel. I'll be up there. A few drinks, etc., etc. If you've not been before and you've watched the show in it yet, just say if you're not on Facebook, that don't matter. But if you watch the show and you see Richard or I wandering around, just give us a hello or something like that, or pop over, sit down, have a beer. Most of the time, I know on the Saturday I'll probably be haunting the Weatherspoons outside, but I will be in. There is a modders gallery there, as far as I know. Chris Scott mods are going to be there. I will say they've been really bad and they've not listed their exhibitors on the modders gallery yet, so that's quite late. But fingers crossed, they're going to release that this week. Yeah, Expo the Return in Birmingham at the, what's it called? Gentings Arena. I'm looking for. I just want to see what's going on. I don't really. I like to go for the social, and I know there's plenty of people coming up there. David Childs lives nearby. We've got Mick Shaw is coming, etc., etc., etc. And I'm like hanging around with those dudes, so I'm going to do that. James.
Hello. Yes.
Hello.
Let's talk about the start of the show, or what is probably the most exciting release this week for my money anyway. It is Le Turbo from Vapornaut. We should have some pictures in the file, Rich.
Absolutely.
On
screen now.
That would be beautiful. Thank you very much. Okay, so this is a brand new atomizer from Vapornaut. It is it's 22mm stainless steel jobby. It's available in BF or non-BF for your drippy type people. I'll give you some general. Okay, so it's 22. It's 316, which I like. I always like 316 medical grade stainless steel and Ultim. If you see the pictures there, hopefully Rich is kind of flicking through that. It's a little bit of an unusual design. We'll show you that. It is 22mm, 23.5mm high, without the drip tip in there, which doesn't come included. Them lovely vape. It's a real shame because those Vapornaut drip tips are absolutely delightful, and it is a little bit different. As you can see there on the pictures, we've got a toppy bottomy. I think the top is your positive and your bottom is your negative post there. And what you're doing is you're putting your coil legs up and down rather than side to side or top to top, which is a little bit of an unusual design. It's got a little bit of a well in the bottom. It holds about 1 ml of juice according to the specs, but essentially it's for dripping or it's to be bottom fed. It's not a tank atomizer, but there is just a well in there. Airflow options are quite cool. You've got you can see it's like a two-piece thing. You've got the one I'm looking at on screen right now is you've got the Ultim section which goes on the inside. And then you've got the stainless steel section, which is on the outside. The stainless steel section is your airflow control. And on the Ultim section, you've got a series of air holes. Now, I'll give you you've got like 7 options on these air holes. And then it is adjustable. You've got the oblong, sort of the Cyclops style, which is 2mm by 5mm. And that's adjustable with the stainless steel section. You've got 3 1.5mm holes. This is kind of to open it up to 3 1.5s, 2 1.5s, 1 1.5, 3 1.2s, 2 1.2s, and 1 1.2. So you can a single 1.2 is proper mouth to look. I mean, I know some you can give it a little small. I've tried 1 millis, I've tried 0.8 millis, and they are like Mickey. He is popping
0.8. Nah, EVL's 0.8. I've got a 0.8 EVL.
It's tight. It's tight 0.8 though. Come on, John.
It is. But I like it tight.
It feels like you're going to burst a blood vessel in your throat sucking on a 0.8.
No. It can make ears pop, I think. So let's have a look.
Do you get the impression, like we've talked about this before, where you build up an instinct for looking at a device before anyone's got it, and you create an opinion based on what you see? After years of vaping, you sort of get a feel. My first impressions of these pictures when they dropped was It's either going to be great or really shit.
I
no
think
in-betweenies.
Because it's such an unusual coil position.
I think vape not have done that before, though. To be fair, and I think that they
it's kind of their thing, isn't it? Pushing boundaries.
Yeah, exactly. And I got anybody I know. Colin posted it up on the group the other day, and I didn't know what it was, and it got a bit of. I joined in, got like, oh, what the fuck is going on? But then when I watched a couple of build videos today when I knew James was going to do it, and lots of people have done things outside the box. I like it. Give it a go. Fuck it.
I mean, it'll wick really well. That's one advantage of that design.
I think so. I mean, there's a couple of things. I mean, well, firstly, thanks to Cole. Cole actually PM'd us with this. I have seen it since Cole messages, but thanks for Cole for pointing this out for us. I think one thing you're going to be able to get your coil really lovely and close to that single airflow, which I think is always good for flavour. The chamber itself, it's the vast majority of it there is packed with cotton, and then what you're then doing is you're going into like a central section which goes straight up to the so you've got like an L shape. It's going in, it's passing the coil, and it's going straight up. I think the flavour it's like you say, it could work immensely well, and it could be an awesome flavour machine. It could be a flavour machine, but it could just not work and be awful. Basically,
I agree.
It makes perfect sense. It's just so different. It's confusing.
But I was just actually trying to think of who else used to do that, and Dino and what do I think? The
Velocity guys.
The Velocity. The first time the Velocity came out, people went, "Oh, I don't fucking know about that." Mm. And the Marquis they did before that, which was so good. People nicked it.
The Marquis was. That's one where I saw it on pictures and just thought that's going to be awesome. Yeah. Just because it made total sense to do the way they did it.
That's the one I've never had a Marquis, but every time I see one, I think, oh, and then someone is done.
Yeah.
Looks awesome.
I can tell you this much from Vapor Note. It's going to be really well made. The materials are. It's all of the insulators. I think a Peak. It's 316. It's Ultim. It's going to be really well made. You don't get a lot of extras in the pack there. You do get the BF pin. You get the standard pin. You get a couple of extra O-rings in there. I'll also say this: it's available now in this country from Steam Island.
Yeah,
it's 130 quid. So it's not a cheap battery, but they're never off.
It's exciting though, isn't it? It's exciting when a company like those guys have a reputation for pushing it, and trying stuff, and because they were the guys that had the air tubes, didn't they?
Yeah, I had one of those.
Yeah,
it was so loud.
Yeah,
so loud. It was unusual.
There's a danger of that with this.
I want to hear it. That's exactly what I was about to say. I do want to hear it.
But it could be so good, and it could completely change. It's a cliche, but it could really change things if that style works.
Yeah, totally. I mean, like John, I've watched a few build videos myself. It certainly wasn't noisy on the build videos.
No,
it was in one. That was the only issue. The guy who did there was two videos. One with the small subtitles because they're both French, but one of them. But it could have just been the way he built it. That's why I don't know if it's that.
But the problem with the YouTube thing as well is
you're picking up with the mic.
Yeah, and it can almost be subnormal hearing levels that you hear. Like my microphone is 3 inches from my mouth, whereas if you were sat in the same room, you'd be 10 times that.
Yeah. I think. On that video, John, when he was opening the package, when the Allen key was rattling about in the bottom of the thing, I was like, "Blimey, turn that down!" I think.
Okay,
I think it was a super sensitive mic. I think it could be great. It's available now from Steam Island. Obviously you can buy it straight from. There's a couple of places in France which have got it available now. But if you're in this country, if you're in the UK, then Steam Island is probably your best bet. They're $129.99 from Rob. I think it looks great. What do you think about the looks? I think it's a sexy.
It's good looking at it. I'd say they do good looking stuff.
Yeah, I think the picture on its side with the stainless and Ultim combo, really pretty.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. I think
hopefully
could be one to watch.
Yeah.
And it's a great one.
It looks really good to build on. Even if it's shit, you go, that's fucking easy. Anyway,
the great thing is the community will decide on this, and it'll spread like wildfire if it's good. It's definitely good looking.
It is, and it does look easy to build on. I know when you first look at it, you might think top or bottom that's going to be tricky, but the coil legs will hold their own. Once the first one's in there, the second one will go in no problem. I think with thicker wire, you'll probably want to bend it beforehand, put a hook on there. But the way the cutout is, it goes straight up and then it goes around. So you're just going to poke your wire in, you're going to fold it around, you're going to tighten it. Lovely big capture screws. I'd like to give one a go. I think it's
is it
probably
22 milli?
22 milli. Just how I like them. That's not true. I like 14s and 16s. That's not true. If somebody can tell me a good 22 millimeter atomizer that is on par with a 14 or a 16,
Saber RTA.
Good.
Yeah, I want something to squonk with though.
Okay, but you're older not.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Marquis, we need one, and then we know. Brad, you're up next.
Am I?
Hopefully, you were right about something.
Oh, right. Yes, I was right. This isn't really news. This is just me gloating. Because it occurred to me while searching for news again that the story I went on about last week has been picked up by mainstream media about how...
That's the kind of show you do them with.
Yeah,
I know.
That's exactly what I thought. We are fucking ahead of the curve. We said shit last week. I know
2 GMTV producers that watch this.
There we go. They fucking nicked it. It was my little bit on the We Vape, We Vote hashtag on Twitter and how that's predicted to affect the political campaign in America in the next 9 months. So it was really just, we're fucking right. And even though we talk a lot of bollocks, we're actually on point, like at least once a show.
Do you know what though? And I think this is something all advocacy and all vape politics has kind of missed in a way, how powerful viral marketing is, how well viral marketing is used in various industries and in politics now as well. If you look at the Brexit campaign and how that was ran on a new media level, much more than on a traditional level, I think people would be surprised. Like we've always talked about how we're not a fan of petitions and how easy to, push to one side a petition is compared to other things. A hashtag that goes trending is an incredibly powerful thing in the modern climate. And I think advocacy groups need to look at this more. How can they actually create a stir that breaks out of our little bubble? And the hashtag thing, trending thing, Instagram-based stuff, I think that's a massively powerful tool, an underestimatedly powerful tool, I think. And that's probably the best thing they've done in the whole campaign is the I Vape I Vote hashtag.
I'm just trying to pull up.
Agreed. Sorry, I didn't realize my mic was off. Yeah, I totally agree. If you look at even unpopular for a reason, dickheads, DNP and people like that have made massive inroads with social media, and I think they realised before the main parties how powerful it was, and they used some really clever tools that honest people wouldn't use, like pictures of puppies and stuff.
Yeah, the whole Cambridge Analytica thing was. Look, obviously, it's been found to be slightly dubious now, but putting legalities to one side, it's a genius idea to employ an online analytics company to help monitor and adjust your campaigns accordingly.
Absolutely.
So that's powerful, and I'm not surprised that's got traction. What's next, John?
Actually, Richard Barrar.
Oh, yes.
Richard Farage.
Yeah, so this is an upcoming review. It's an upcoming review item. This is the new RDA from Asmodus. It's the Barrage RDA. 24mm wide, single coil RDA. Very, very squonky orientated RDA. And very interesting as well. It's got these fins, but you'll notice it has no air holes.
Ooh.
The air hole is in the fins. It goes in the fins, it goes down, it hits like a ramp and scoops up.
Right.
And yeah, it's interesting. Obviously, for squonking, that's very handy because you can literally flood your deck if you want to without issue. It's Asmodus. It's a collaboration with a reviewer. It's a chap called Thesis. He's not super well known in the UK. He's an American dude. He's a really nice guy though. And yeah, this is his thing. Single coil RDA. It's one of these S-shaped coils. Do you know what I mean? You know, where it's one lead one way, one lead the other. Jobbies. Yes. Very cleverly reduced the deck. You can't tell in this camera, but it's all really enclosed in there and shortened up. Controversially, it's non-adjustable airflow.
Oh, it's what it is.
Is what it is. You just got to vape it the way you got to vape it, and it's quite airy. It's quite airy as well. So, I mean, if you're a sub 50 watt vapor, I mean, don't even think about it, you know, because it's quite airy. It's a single coil. I'll have a blast of it. But all that is one coil, you know. It's an interesting thing. It instantly reminded me of, because back in the day it wasn't that controversial, was it, to not adjust the airflow? You know, like there were loads like you know, how popular was the tugboat?
Yeah,
that was just an RDA with one hole in the middle. You know, it wasn't that controversial. And I suppose I remember it was Scott Bono we were talking about a while back. He went, well, if it's direct to lung, it's direct to lung. Fuck it. He said something like that in a review. It's like, if it's direct to lung, who, you know, how it doesn't really matter, does it? How direct to lung it is. So that sort of caught me off guard that it's that. But I think it's really well put together. If you're I think it just comes down to, because it's not adjustable.
There's plenty. I mean, Sabo knows it's huge.
Yeah, I think it is. If you're a 40 to 70 watt squonker, then it's definitely one to take note of. It's really nicely done. The airflow is very clever. I can't really show you the ramps, but those silver bits there that you can see, it's kind of a ramp, so it's coming down some holes.
Right.
Two little holes there and there.
And I assume
coming down those holes and hitting those.
I assume it's got tabs. That's why it's not adjusted. So the top cap locks in.
So the air holes are like built into this fin. And so I think they just couldn't think of a way of doing the adjustability. And yeah, like you say, it locks up. So
right, cool.
Yeah,
I will say, James has put in chat, it's quite right. Back in the day, I used to adjust the airflow with a drill.
Yeah, but it's the if it was my RDA, I would have made it a bit tighter. Single coil RDA, you know. It's as airy as a goon with two holes on each side.
Oh, sure.
So that is very airy. It's a big call. But I guess, you know, he's just done it how he likes, you know, and ultimately the best things are overturned, aren't they?
Yeah.
But I think, I mean, the best thing about this RDA, and this has been a real bugbear this last 6 months, I don't know why, things get under your skin, don't they, with vaping. The O-rings are so good, like that, but then come straight off. I've had so many RDAs this year that it's either been too tight or too loose. So I don't know how they did that.
I found a nice balance in the middle.
Yeah, but maybe they fluked it. I don't know.
You think that would be a simple thing? You think that would be just a basic, simple thing that
you think that? Yeah, you'd think that would be something we had nailed. But even, you know, like I love the Haku, but I can't be doing with how tight the barrel is, because, you know, as a squonker, you just like to check sometimes, don't you? If you're coming back to it and it's been a few hours, you can't remember whether you squonked or not. And you just want to pop it off, don't you? And the Haku is like, especially because it's low profile, you can't really get a grip of it.
I have the same
that's a good question though. Like we should definitely do that on the Facebook group. Like mini gripes, things that wouldn't bother anybody else, but do
little bugbears.
Yeah, because like if a atomizer makes the wrong sound, to me, you know, like airflow wise, that's it.
So basically, if I built it and it was whistling.
If it was whistling, fuck it. I've had 100 and odd quid atomizers and it whistles, and I use it for like 12 hours and then get rid of it. Fuck it, I don't want
it. The other thing is that I could see Louis in chat coming up with ways that he could have made it adjustable airflow. He definitely could have. There's definitely options. I mean, you could, because it's got those little cups in the bottom. I mean, you could have had inserts in those cups. They're miles away from the coil. There's loads of ways he could have done the airflow adjustment, but he's obviously just made a stance, you know. So it's interesting.
The armor is a similar sort of affair where the airflow comes in from under that top fin, and that's fully adjustable.
Yeah. I think it's because they wanted to hide it in the fins. It sort of made them think it might be tricky, but there are ways. But it's a direct to lung, so I mean, there's just no way you would never want to use this as restricted direct to lung because the chamber's too big. It's too big an ATI overall, so it's just for direct to lung. So fair play. So I'll be doing a review on that start next week.
Sweet.
Cool. Nice. I look forward to it. I can't wait to see some close-ups of that.
Yes.
Interesting. James.
Yeah. We have something not French now. We have something Italian. Or is it French? Is Sunbox French or is it Italian?
Oh, it's Italian.
Italian, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought it was Italian. I don't know why I've got it in my mind that. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so this is a collection of accessories for the Zero Negra 2, which are coming real soon on sunbox.buymystuff.it, whatever it is. We've got some pictures
on screen.
Beautiful. For people who don't know what the Zero Negra 2 is, it's kind of a bit of a modular almost system where you've got a base unit with a board in there. Which board is it? It's a Dicodes Extreme V3 board, and you've got a battery tube which is adjustable. You can put a 18500, I think, and a 18650, and maybe just 21700 with a different size bottom bit. I'm not entirely sure. I've not had one. And then you've got these frames. What kind of go around it? And it's the frames and the tubes which are becoming available. Yeah, you can see them on screen. They're lovely, beautiful. So what's coming is what we've got coloured frames that are available in red and grey and green and a few different colours. And then you've got what I really like a lot of. I love a bit of Damascus. You've got Damascus tubes and you've got gold Damascus tubes, which you don't. And I'm not sure how gold Damascus. I'm not entirely sure about what that is. To be honest, if I'm honest with you, but I saw it and I was like, that they look quite funny. I'm sure that'll interest some people. Let's put
brass.
Yeah. Oh, is it that? Yeah, brass.
I can only assume it's treated brass.
Yeah.
But what I'd like to know is it actually Damascus or is it just etched? I'm not entirely sure whether it's real. Are they folding that brass many times?
No, that'll be etched, I think.
Yeah,
but so then that would make me, by the look of the patterns, then I would say that the steel is the Damascus is etched too. It's exactly the same.
Yeah, so really you shouldn't be saying if you're saying that
Damascus-esque,
then you shouldn't be calling it Damascus. But I don't know. I'm not. Before anybody says that it is or it isn't, I don't know. They advertised it today or whenever the post went up on Sunbox Lovers Club, whatever it's called. They advertised it as Damascus tubes and gold Damascus tubes, and that's all I know about it. I haven't even got prices because they're not on the website just yet.
I think the actual mod is Bonnie, isn't it?
I think it's really cool looking, and
it's really cool looking. It got really mixed feedback, didn't it? I think it's really trendy.
I really like the look of the 3D printed thing on its own because it reminds me of a set of crutches I used to have. Where your arm goes in the front hole, and then there's a bottle holder running up the back of your forearm.
I'm not going to rant. I'm not going to rant about Sunbox. I think I really hope that they've affected their own second-hand market really badly now. For previous things, I really hope that they've learnt from that and have upped their customer service, because I've seen people are selling sub-bulk stuff and the prices fallen out of the second-hand market quite badly. So hopefully they have done something.
The next thing will be pictures of those parts on the mod.
Yeah,
I'm quite interested to see what like that red looks like.
I quite like the idea of aftermarket stuff of anybody. I think that's, especially when it's coming from the person who made it, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Aftermarket stuff.
I think that's a big factor in many of the popular mods out there. For instance, billet box. I know there's a lot of lovers of the billet box out there, but it's a load of shite, really. It's a small tank. It's messy. It's fussy. It looks great. It's highly customizable, and that's why it's a popular. In my personal opinion,
I agree. I think the other thing is as hard as nails. I mean, it's a billet of aluminium. They.
Yeah, I mean the box itself. But how many stories have you heard about people having to send them back to America to get fixed?
It's such a weird thing, isn't it? Because I've had mine now. Mine's coming up. Mine will be 3 years at the end of this month, and I've never and it doesn't not work. I think it's got definite problems, like never blow through it. The people who purge before they take a drag on a billet box is the worst thing you can do, because it's such an enclosed unit. There's only one way for that condensation to go.
I think the issues have arrived, John, since the Rev 4. The Rev 3 didn't have any of them issues because
it's the board.
One, you didn't have the power because of them batteries and because of that board. You didn't have the power to be able to put higher ohm builds, low ohm builds in there, higher power builds in there. So you didn't have anywhere near as much vape coming out of it. And two, I just think with very minimal electronics in there, they were so well sealed, and they've got to have buttons and all sorts of things on the inside now, whereas before you had that little potentiometer. I think it's they've moved with the market, but it's been to the detriment of the actual.
Agreed. I won't argue with that. It's got loads of crazy ideas that you would never do. Like there's no seal on this screen, on this piece here. There's no rubber seal, so any liquid will go straight in it. And there's no seal on the back for the button housing either. So it's exactly the same. You would never, if it was a normal piece of electronics, it wouldn't pass at all. Wouldn't pass anything.
You're 100% correct, though. If it wasn't for all the bridges, everyone would be bored of it.
Yeah, and all the analyzers as well. But that's half of it.
The button.
Yeah.
And
customizable, fully customizable.
Yeah, that's it.
But I do 100% talking about this later on, which is the AIO. But I do 100% get why people like the billy box as well, in terms of form factor, build quality.
Aesthetically, I think the billet box is still one of the more professional looking.
There are many. I think there's many different companies who have hit their bit, and they got it. That was the form factor they hit. That's perfect.
Yeah, really. I mean, I've had a Rev 4 and I got rid of it. However, I would totally have another Rev 4 because they are just such a good looking.
Everybody's the same. If you get rid of one, you're getting another one.
They're so good looking, and there is so many accessories like that. If you're into vaping and you're into the hobby side of vaping, you can just go mad with a billet box. You can spend $1,000 on a billet box.
Further proof of that whole theory is the Orion, which stole a bit of thunder from billet box, and everyone was too slow with the aftermarket stuff.
Yeah. Agree. I totally agree with that. Yes. Yeah. We're gonna go next in the script. It is me. Oh, this is quite good news. I'm gonna go with good news coming out of America, which is fucking odd right now. I know Brad did some good news coming out of America. The Metro Times, which is not the Metro, obviously, but it's the Metro Times, from out of Michigan. It kind of gives a little ray of hope to the Americanos. Judge puts Michigan's ban on flavored nicotine vaping on hold. God, that's a fucking terrible sentence. Judge puts Michigan's ban on flavored nicotine vaping on hold. That's terrible. A Michigan Court of Claims judge on Tuesday temporarily halted Michigan's ban on flavored nicotine vaping products. Judge Cynthia Stevens granted an injunction requested by vape shop owners who argued in a lawsuit that Governor Gretchen Whitmer overstepped her authority by banning flavored nicotine vaping products without the approval of state lawmakers. The ban went into effect on October 2nd. The judge's decision means that the state cannot enforce the ban, so vaping retailers can resume selling their nicotine products. There are more than 400,000 vapers in the state. Stevens said she granted the injunction because the ban is likely to cause irreparable damage to the plaintiffs. Vape retail franchise, a Clean Cigarette and 906 Vapor in Horton, a retailer owned by Mare, as in M-A-R-E, Sliss. But basically, they said if you do this, you were going to be destitute, and so the injunction was granted because they said that it would cause irreparable damage to their business and their livelihood, and they managed to get it suspended. Which I think
because they were trying the temporary thing, weren't they?
Mm-hmm.
That's right, isn't it?
They were going to do the 4-month ban.
Yeah, and I think they thought they were being clever, but it's actually what they've been stung on.
Yes.
Because they've managed to prove in court that they wouldn't been able to put their business on hold and reopened it after 4 months.
Yes, they'd have gone bust in that time. But I think that's incredible. Well, they are. So that's one back for the good guys so far. And New York has not rolled yet, has it? New York is first week of November, so let's fingers crossed. And as we know, the we vote seems to be gaining traction. And from what I read today, Trump is aware that it's a problem.
Yeah,
which is fantastic. I mean, talk about getting a stage. I think it's wicked. Yeah, we vote. But
yeah, it's positive, and it's coming down to the legal stuff now, isn't it? How everyone's implementing it, how harsh they've been, how wide-ranging they've been. There's rumours that the guys, the states and areas that have gone for the full hardware and vape ban are in potential difficulty of maintaining that. The lawsuits are going to be quite stringent on that because of the way they've all. I mean, that's American politics. They all do their own thing in their own states, and so they're all culpable for their own thing. But they kind of, by legislating different rules, they're kind of contradicting each other.
Yeah,
so you can actually cite another state's decision against yours, and it gets a bit.
I think you were bang on the money. I thought there could be a national ban, but he's Mr. Trumpington is not doing very well this week. He's sending letters that look like they were from a school to the leader of a country. It's a bit of a weird thing to do, which he decided to do this week. So yeah, I think he's got bigger fish to fry. I don't think he's going to attempt it. It's not a vote winner, so I don't think he's going to do it. Brad, the cunt sausages.
Yes, the cunt sausages have given it a name. We all know I'm not a fan of negative news.
Oh, amazing.
So this will be quick. But I did have high hopes when I saw the title, because I thought, cool, they've finally given this fucking killer vaping related lung disease a name. And I thought, cool, well, they'll give it a fucking medical term, and that'll steer the terminology away from, well, blaming it on us, really. And I scrolled down to find the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, refers to the illness as EVALI, which, yeah, cool, pretty cool sounding name. It reminds me of Igoli, which is Zulu for Benoni, where I'm from. And then I got to the line where they explained the name, and it pissed me off to no extent. And warning, this name is a trigger for John. EVALI, which stands for e-cigarette or vaping product used associated lung injury. Like they haven't fucking given it a name, they've just given it an anagram.
All they've done though as well is they've made themselves look internationally stupid. You can't name something after where you got it from if it's the same as something else. It doesn't make any difference. And it's lipoid pneumonia, and it's definitely lipoid pneumonia. They are making up absolute shit, and it's not what they're trying to do.
Yeah, it's cheeky. It's cheeky, isn't it? It's cheeky.
They're trying to prove bacterial, and they're not going to prove bacterial because what they're going to do because. Oh, fucking hell. I'll be as quick as possible. Right. What they're going to do is try and culture bacteria, which is what they've been trying to do for the last month, is culture bacteria from swabs. And what they're going to find is they're going to get lots and lots and lots and lots of different bacteria, which is completely normal in everybody else's lungs. It's absolutely normal. It's not going to make any difference because it's lipoid pneumonia. Any physician in the UK, they've already stated it's lipoid pneumonia. That's exactly what it is. It's from vaping oils.
It just comes down again to how much traction that gets, and if that
absolutely
term starts getting banded around everywhere,
you can't name
then
it.
they've been shrewd, haven't they?
It's such a difficult thing. If there was an AIDS breakout in a nightclub, you couldn't call it pink fanny's disease. It would be impossible. That's the name of the club, by the way, Pink Fannies. But it's absolutely stupid. It's still the same disease. Anyway, fucking idiots. James, let's move on before I break the computer.
Yeah,
Typhoon.
Oh yeah, let's have some typhoon. Okay, this is just a little thing. If anybody who got the Creme de Vape newsletter today, you will see that the typhoon got a bit of a makeover. It's got some pictures, Rich. Got some pictures.
Yeah, where have I put them?
Oh, yeah, in the file somewhere. They're in the file somewhere. So this is we've mentioned Steam Island. I want to mention Creme de Vape as well. Let's be unbiased with them two companies there. Creme de Vape. Creme de Vape. There's two things from Creme de Vape in today's newsletter. I haven't wrote the other one down, but it's on the screen there. The Squip S7. The Squip S7 is now available at Creme de Vape.
Typhoon first.
For people who want the hands on one of those, and the new Typhoon reboot sort of thing. It's a new skin essentially for the Typhoon. It's quite skimpy though, isn't it? Look at that, you can see it on the screen. It's quite skimpy. One of them little outfits.
I like the middle one.
It's still the same. Yeah, me too. I mean, that looks. If you look on the left there, that's the tank on there. It's pretty bare bones. It's nice. I like it a lot. And the Typhoon GT4 is still exactly the same inside. There's been nothing done with the actual internals, but just a new look available now from Creme de Vape. Not sponsored by Creme de Vape. Yeah, that's it. That was all it was. Just a quick one there. Just trying to be unbiased. I mean, there is other shops out there which sell the high-end gear, but Steam Island and Creme de Vape, two of my favourites.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
Of course. What about this? Should I show the Squape now?
Go. Well, up to you.
If you like. I mean, I know you've already got one, but the one widely available.
No, I mean the picture you put up, the Squape picture.
Yeah, if you like. I've already mentioned it. Yeah, that's it. They're the two things that were on the newsletter that came through today or yesterday, whenever it was.
Yeah, on screen now. So yeah, the Squape S, even the Squape 7 is now available at Creme de Vape, and I really like it. It'd be really interesting to see what everyone says when they get one, but I think it's great. I think it's a really nice little squonky thing, and super customizable, which we've been talking about earlier on. But yeah, I really like it. It's now available at Creme, so get it before.
And we love tank sleeve thing.
We love Squape anyway. But they're really, really fantastic. Oh, go. I like it. We're watching companies that still innovate. I think it's brilliant. I really like it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Brilliant. Don't give up on us.
Okay, John.
Oh, I'm going to skip the one I was going to do. I was going to do BBC, but fuck it. I thought I'd go worse and go Mail Online instead. Let's really do some total shit. Let me I've closed some windows for some fucking reason. Right, there we go. Done. Okay, Mail Online, but it's positive for once, sort of. Mainly. Oh, I've got about 1 million pop-ups. Thanks, Daily Mail. Right, you weren't shite enough. Okay, lovely stock picture with the headline from the Daily Fail: up to 70,000 smokers quit by switching to vaping in England as researchers say a sensible balance has been struck between regulation and the promotion of e-cigarettes. I did find out today that statistic is actually 70,000 so far this year, additionally, which I still think is incorrect. I think it's way too low, but whatever. So up to 70,000 smokers quit. University College London found vapes are one of the most successful ways to quit. I think they meant one. That isn't, they're not one, they are the most successful way to quit by any measurable fucking way. They found little use of e-cigarettes by people who have never smoked in the past. But Cancer Research UK warns that there are still potential risks to vaping. That's not what they did. They're claiming that the 5%, the 1 in 20, is the risk. I like that. That's how you can interpret figures however you like. Thanks, Daily Fuckface. Just going to go from the top. They looked at the Smoking Toolkit study, a series of monthly cross-sectional household surveys of individuals aged 16 and older in the UK going back to 2006. Analysis assessed the association between the use of vaping and e-cigarettes during a quit attempt. Lead author Dr. Emma Beard lost himself on the page because it's such a mountain of shit. Sorry. Fucking dickhead. Sorry. Lead author Dr. Emma Beard, Senior Research Associate at UCL. This study builds on population surveys and clinical trials that find e-cigarettes can help smokers stop. England seems to have found a sensible balance between regulation and promotion of e-cigarettes. Marketing is tightly controlled, so we're seeing very little use of e-cigarettes by never smokers of any age, where millions of smokers are using them to stop smoking or to cut down the amount they smoke. George Butterworth, Cancer Research UK, said e-cigarettes are relatively new products. They aren't risk-free, and we don't know their long-term impact. Well, I'm going to take my cue from somebody else then. Fuck off. I thought it was really interesting, actually. At least it was something positive. I think the figures are too low. I think even 70,000 this year, I think, is ludicrous. I think it's way higher than that. And we know that the actual, I think we've got 3 million vapers in the UK. This is the guess.
Walk down any street
now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And you'll see that number is insane.
It is. Absolutely.
It's completely changed the face of the high street. It's like sit in any traffic jam and you will see billows of clouds pouring out of the windows. It's
absolutely.
Vaping is at least as commonplace as smoking now on UK streets.
I was going when you're on holiday this year, James. I'm only asking you this because I think you're the last person to leave the country. Did you find? I find now when I leave the UK, I'm struck by how many smokers there are.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was. I saw maybe one other vapor in Spain. There was hardly any. There wasn't a single vape shop. There wasn't.
But did you see plenty of smokers?
Yeah. People, ashtrays still on tables, all that sort of stuff. Outside, plenty. Not crazy amounts. In Sunderland, seeing a smoker it's almost rare. I think you rarely.
That's what it's got like around me as well.
There was plenty when I went to the theatre the other day. There was at the interval there were as many smokers. There were vapors and smokers were equal outside. Plumes of vape, which I thought was fantastic. Absolutely amazing thing. Well, when I consider like 7 years ago, when I started, it was only me going, no, it's not a wand. It's an e-cigarette. It's electronic. It was quite weird.
No, the normalisation has been nice because it stopped all that nonsense, you know, just to get all the silly comments and stuff when you walk past people. And stuff.
The only thing that I am a little bit gutted that we were so close to getting the pubs, and then cloud blowing came along, just fucked it. Like before, I remember going into a pub and going, "Is it all right if I use an electronic cigarette?" And they'd go, "If it doesn't look like a cigarette, because I can't be bothered with that trouble." And I was like, "No, it looks like a hand crank starter for a car." And they go, "Yeah, that's fine." And then somebody comes in and goes, and they're like, "Fuck off."
Yeah, you prick, you're spoiling it for all of us, you dick.
It really did. It was unbelievable. Yes, that's done. Chris, Scott.
No,
James, sorry.
not Chris Scott. You skipped your story, and then that doesn't make sense. I'm skipping my story.
Sorry. I thought we'd. Sorry, I thought that was Squate, and I didn't look. I apologise. I have skipped one line. So, bucket in the bum. James, sorry.
Yeah,
6, 7.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. This is me. This is my last bit of news because I haven't got any news from Chris Scott because he don't take photos when he says he's going to take photos. He don't do that. He's got a new mod. He's. I know it's not this weekend, it's next weekend at Birmingham Vape Expo. He's there, he's selling them, he wants to pimp them, but he's not taking photos of them to show all the good people of the Ideal Home Show. He's not doing that. Anyway, this is just a concept at the minute. This is from 67 mods, the Ren and Stimpy show, and 67 mods or whoever it is now. This is the Easy 60. We've got a picture there. It's a conceptualized drawing
on screen
of what potentially this could be, and it's another one of them. We've had a few of them, but this is a DNA 60 version that takes kind of billet box bridges, and Atties, baby Atties. It is a 21700, potentially a 21700. It's the DNA 60, which is a great board. We all love the DNA 60. It is. I've got some dimensions. I'll tell you how big it is. It's approximately, according to the renders, 86 by 49 by 25. It's not a big box, considering that is a 21700 battery in there. And you're looking at approximately 25% bigger because it's got its own tank system. It doesn't use burrs. It doesn't use the billet box burrer like some of them we've seen in the past. But it is suitable for billet bridges and for billet box style atomizers. The way the post read was that it was going to go ahead, and that it was in the pipeline. However, you see we haven't even got protos yet. This is literally just a concept design.
I don't know if they just throw these designs out there just to see how much interest they get.
I know. I mean, there's a couple of designers out there who are very prolific, and Raphael is one of them. He does put a lot of stuff up there, and not all of it comes to fruition. But that's because he's now in bed with Ren and Stimpy vapors, and so it's not just as simple as 3D printers and making them himself. He's got a Chinese company. I think it's Chinese.
Yeah, Stimmy.
Behind him, and it's got to be viable and blah blah blah. And there's a lot of politics and a lot of.
I've got no problem with digital renderings at all. I always push people to do it, because sometimes
I have no issue with it.
I'm
just saying it might not.
Sorry, I just meant when I talk to other people outside of vaping sometimes, and I kind of chatting to them about something, they've come up with a concept, and then go around and they've made 50, and you go, "What the fuck did you do that for? I don't know if it'll sell you."
It reminds me of the Stig.
Yeah, I think it's got a bit of stick, and it's got the micro stick, the big one.
Yeah.
The twat stick, yeah. It's got little bits and bobs. I like it.
I would be, if it does happen, I'd be very interested.
Yeah. I think I might be interested in this. Might be a buyer myself. Like it.
Cool. Because as we've already discussed, the billet box, a lot of outside. Okay, John.
It would be nice. It would be nice to see when it's leaking, which that would give you that.
Yep. Okay, sorry, Rich. I think you've got the last.
Ooh, yeah, very quick for Travavar.
A thing.
This is your Travavar 3-minute warning. This has really caught me off guard. I'm going to do a video on this next week. The guys at Sigali / Snow Wolf / whatever else they want to be called. They know I don't really do videos for pod systems, closed systems, AIOs, and all that sort of stuff. You know, if they ever give me the choice, I will tell them no. And this came through, and I contacted them. I said, "What are you doing?" And they said, "Look, just try it. Don't worry about making a video. Just try it." And it's the Snow Wolf AFENG AIO, and I'm really, really surprised by it, and I'm really pleasantly surprised by it. So I'm going to make a video. It's kind of obviously there are other things out there that are very similar to this, but they've made so many correct decisions with this that I'm really pleasantly surprised. It's an AIO. It's got like a pod tank type thing, but straight away, really nice touch. 18650. Straight away, okay. The device is no bigger than an 18650 as well. It's that billet box, you know, feel in rock solid, pack of cards sort of size, you know, tiny thing. It's got adjustable airflow, which a lot of them don't have. Chargeable or separate battery. You can fill up the tank without taking the tank out, and ultimately, they haven't gone for this kind of, you know, this pod style vape, you know, this it's mouth to lung but it's not mouth to lung vape, you know, this loose they've just gone, fuck it, it's a proper vape, and they've just given it a sort of 25 watt direct to lung thing, so you can get a proper vape of it, and it's rock solid. I think it's actually quite nice looking, as long as you don't look at the wolf too intently. I think it's really solid. It's so much better than most of the AIOs that I get sent. I think it's pretty cool. Nice. It's got, the other thing is really simple. Like this, like see the way I'm separating it. Like I can just pull this coil out as well. That just comes out. Like the whole thing is super simple. It's all just press fit together, and that's a proper coil as well. You can just swap that out. Adjustable airflow on it. I'd love it if I had a set of these bases for all the different coils that everyone likes. That would be amazing. But it's like a small tank billet-esque type thing. I just think they've got a lot of things right on this compared to all the other flipping built-in battery AIO. You know, I suppose it's the closest thing. Its closest thing you would compare it to is probably the PAL.
Yep.
Very sort of PAL-esque. But I just think it's really solid, nice vape. The PAL's probably better at lower wattage than this, but I just think it's a nice vape. I just think it's rock solid, nice little vape. So I'm going to make a video on that next.
Again, it's good to see somebody who we know of old doing stuff. I know Keith Morgan's got one.
Keith's got one.
Yeah, and he's been enjoying his. I would before, just quickly go to Triumph Top. I just quick John and Nora story is really, really fast because I said I was going to do it. I said I only shouted at one person when I was at the theatre. There was only confrontational to one person when I was at the theatre the other day. So I want to tell you what that was. I went for a wee in the interval, came back to my seat. The lights were down when I came out the loo, but the door was wedged open. And as I walked out, a man said, "Shut the door." And I said, "Give me what?" And he said, "Shut the door." And I turned around to pull the door. So I see wedged. And then my wife, who was very close, said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm just dealing with Mr. Toilet over here. Mr. Toilet wants me to shut the toilet door. He's in charge of the door, and I don't know how the door works." And he tried to bury himself under the seat after I did it. Mr. Toilet. James, Trevor.
Ooh, Trevor.
Oh, don't segue us in with a Mr. Toilet story.
There are those people, aren't they? It was probably shining a light.
Yeah, we called the those people in the call stage. They don't know how to use the toilet doors.
What a dickhead. I wasn't in charge of this door. Dickhead.
They need an usher on that car if it's a problem.
Yeah, I reckon. I'm ready.
James, for all those new people, what is Travava?
Yeah,
I just mentioned, apparently my internet collection isn't very good this evening. It's a thing. It's a thing that reminds. It's not vaping. It's not vaping, but it's a thing that reminds you of vaping. That's not vaping. Remind you of vaping. Oh,
I don't know. I don't even care because you know what's coming up tonight. I won this week. I don't give a shit.
We'll be the judges of that.
Yeah. Us and the people.
And
the
Gus
people
is in
chat.
chat just in time. Gus is in chat just in time for Travava, so let's crack on. First one looks to be a shop called The Pod.
This is from Bob Clark. This is Bob Clark's The Pod. It's a shop. I don't think you took this picture yourself. I think this is a googly picture. But if you did, Bob, then kudos to you. If you didn't, then shame on you, Bob.
If you did, Bob,
it's a good one though. The
congratulations Pod. On still rocking a Nokia 3310.
Yeah, good phone. Good solid phone. Nice, Bob. Nice, Bob. Bob,
well done,
nice.
Bob.
Next one.
Todd's Shoe Repair.
This is more from Bob. And again,
see, first one, great. Second one, wank.
Normal. I like it.
I like this one because apparently Todd died the year I was born.
They call him Mixed Bag Bob. That's what they call him. That's from Bob again.
I love that they've got a wooden shack next door to a massive ironclad industrial estate.
That's because no one likes Todd. That's why.
They're keeping it real. Keeping it real. Them
like
shed
a Minecraft
folks.
house.
Nice.
We're now looking at peptide booster.
Okay, this is from Dave Catton. This is a super drug based triabatava, and it reminded them of drug bottles, didn't it? Reminded them of drug bottles. Off price and super drug.
Trigger John, this Travava.
No, it's all right because it looks like Elements, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think that's the better bit, isn't it? The branding.
Yeah, it looks like Elements. Yeah,
nice.
I'm all right.
Pretty good. Oh, and now we're looking at an electric wrench.
Okay, this is from Derry Murphy. This is Derry, not Irish Murphy. 97% Irish Derry Murphy. This is he's got some Wish triabatavas as Derry.
Bad. That's all right.
It's canny, isn't it?
I said to Derry, what do you think about the backstop? He said, "Oh, I'm not even Irish." That's what he said. It's not. He said, "I don't care. I'm not even Irish." So yeah, this is an electric screw set. Is it? Presumably, it's that circle bit that looks exactly like an Atty.
Yes, that's.
Is that the first one that we're looking at? That's the first.
That's the first one. Next one. Is this Derry as well?
Yeah.
Derry.
The Go-So tubular lock.
Yeah. This is another one that I think Jimmy Parker said he'd already done this one before, Ryan. So I didn't realise, but Jimmy Parker, although he's been beat today by Johans. I haven't even put them on. The Johans were so bad.
They're so bad. Yeah.
When Jimmy did this one, it was €105 though. now it's a snip at 40.
They're either bog.
It's a good one though. It looks like a Mac, doesn't it?
It does. It's good. I
bet when Jimmy did it, he slagged it. Oh, we're looking at some sausages.
This is from Fizz. Hellfire.
Spicy or something.
And sausages are two things that may or may not remind you of vaping, and that's why they're on the show.
Oh, pretty well, fair play.
Next one.
Oh, make it cunt. ESPN.
Oh yeah, I quite like that. I just like the idea that they didn't notice. That makes it really funny.
Yeah, but it's from such a big company, ESPN. It reminds them of that swear word that John likes to use all the time, didn't it? So it slipped through the net.
They've got a lot of problems, ESPN, because that room clearly needs reflooring.
They've got subsidence.
Potential subsidence there.
I think the cameraman's a little bit pissed.
Someone's fucked it there. I mean, don't tell her to lean back in a room that looks like it's got a slant. But fair play. That was brilliant. Anyway, who was that? Who was that one?
That's Fizz again. That's from Fizz.
Oh, super. Oh, we're now looking at Strawberry Fields.
Oh, yes. Gareth Goff. Yeah, Strawberry Fields reminded him of the famous e-liquid by Miel Mucker Simon Sawyers, available now on justaddnick.co.uk.
It's available only on Strawberry Fields.
What?
No,
okay.
Go to the Facebook page. Strawberry Fields, just put it in on Facebook and go over there and get some. They do all short fills, all the flavours you like. Go over there and do that. Or if not, give them a message. I saw the picture, I said I've always wanted a house made of digital rendering, which is true. I have wanted a house made of digital rendering.
Nice.
You've always got to put a golf outside, haven't you?
There's always something.
Trying to sell a house, stick a golf outside.
When we were looking for a house, so many people said to me, like people just trying to help. They were like, "Oh, I just saw this is only down the road from you," and I went, "It doesn't fucking exist." And they, it does. You go, that's how the fuck is that real? Look at it. It's not a fucking house.
It's what my brother does for a living. Is make both my brothers actually make renderings of shit.
Yeah,
and because they've made me look at thousands of them, now when I look at the one, I'm like, that's fucking terrible.
Yeah, I can see it straight away. I know what the fuck that is.
It's actually a very small house. Anyway, that's not. Albins.
This is from Schwa, from the Schwa. Get reminded. I don't think the picture is because if the picture, Albans is obviously Colin Albans. We love Col. I don't think the picture is supposed to be anything vapey, is it necessarily? Because if it is, then that's.
I think it's just Albans.
Albans, yeah. Call Albans. Yeah. Next one.
Richie, but it's fine.
Oh, okay. Banggood.
I like that one.
This is a cracker. This is from James Hall, but also Keith also posted the day after he was gutted that he didn't get in first on that one. But it is a great. I mean, there's all sorts of good vapey things there. There's tank sections. There, I mean, none of these are actually. This is a welding torch nozzle, as you can see by the description. But it looks like tank sections. It looks like top caps. It looks like a mech. It looks like O-rings. Blah 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 blah.
Oh, I like it. Long drip tips on the left. Oh, it's great. It's a good picture. I like it.
It's mint. Nice one, James Hall and Keith. Next one.
James Hall again.
Oh, making bench pegs.
I don't even know what he was going for here.
Okay, there's two here. We've got if you notice the channels or wherever these are on, we've got William Rose Interior, Eden Mods Rose, but the one down below underneath that is the Rio Grande, which is the very famous Mex Bunker. Yes.
It's bad.
Yeah. I thought it was right. Next one.
A slight reach. We're looking at a man in glasses.
This is mine. This is mine. This is the good place. This is look at, and a few people questioned this, but as soon as I saw it, in my mind, my deluded mind,
I loved my. You know what? I saw it come up and James posted, and I was straight on it.
What is it? How is it a driver?
If you look at them two veins down his forehead, followed by the furrowed brow. Look at how coily that looks. It looks like the legs of a coil.
Okay.
And,
that's not just me. That's not just me.
Did you not see this on the page, Richard?
I just assumed it was a 5-head thing.
But did you look at the comments?
No, I never look at them.
James posted it within sort of like a minute and a half. I put, oh, come on, James. They don't all look alike. I mean, that was amazing.
A little bit racist.
Of
Pimper,
James.
Huygen, Oop, Till, 70% Rabat, Pat Al Graphique.
Oh, Raven.
Yeah, Raven Mods. That's what it is. It's a motorbike. It's from Johan. Johan, much better than the ones you put there.
Yeah, it's still a reach.
Now it's time to get my crown. Oh my God, this was good.
One for Gus here. England takes the world porridge making title in the Highlands.
Look at the porridge stirrer. That is an ego with a little RDA on the top and a vase drip tip. That's what that is.
You've heard it here first, Gus. The English make the best porridge.
It's definitely true. Suffolk as well. So my home county. But that is a brilliant triumph tower. It's great.
It is you know what. It is really good because we have had porridge-based debates in the past, which on initial inspection I was like, he's referring to the porridge-based debate. However, look a little closer. Whoa! But look at the trophy. The trophy is it's an ego style. I was like, whoa, John, this is not your usual standard.
It was even I was like thinking, have I done some other shit this week that I could delete because I really like this one.
It's like that Inikin. Do you remember the Inikin that had a drip tip that you could rotate and move?
Yeah. I do remember that. Yeah. The other thing is the person who made the porridge reference spent time at Her Majesty's pleasure, so I wouldn't be making that joke on a public forum. It was all about the ego.
Marvellous.
100%. A KFL on a Ford license plate.
That's good.
This is from Keith Morgan.
Looks like
It's
a
in the
real
warriors.
picture, so you get a point for
Good,
that.
good.
Oh,
You do, Keith. I like it.
Oh, this is this yellow electronic thing that looks like a mod.
Why have you put Kerry
Oh, yeah,
Murphy?
this is from Derry Murphy again. I just typed it in wrongly and I didn't change it. This is Derry 97% Irish Murphy again, man. This is the same lad. It's the same lad. What
It's
before?
good. I
That
like
one
it.
again.
That looks like it's got a drip tip hole at the top and everything, and a screen on.
The iClear
Not bad, is
30S was the Innokin one with the.
Oh yeah. Oh, it had the little
Yeah.
and it had the little wicks like that. Ooh,
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah, it was fucking dreadful.
And you could wash it. You could wash it.
You could wash it and then
wash those leads.
Yeah.
Yes, that's that. Okay. Salt Records. There is a buzzer happening.
Big cloud of vapor.
Yeah, this is from. Well, it's a double. You got Salt.
Salt.
And this is from Selby. This is from Mark Selby, flatulent Mark Selby. This is from him. It's kind of a double, and they're both fairly poor, but it is. It's a cloud and it's Salt, and he thought it was. He genuinely saw it. And this is the thing. This is why this is okay. He genuinely saw it. He thought it was a vape related thing, so it reminded him there. He was thinking, "This is vape related. This is," and they go, "Oh, this is not vape related at all. It's a thing that reminded us of vaping, but isn't really
what
vape
is it?
at all."
What is it though?
It's a place to put that kind of thing.
It's a record. I don't know.
But what's the cloud of smoke got to do with anything?
Don't
No.
know.
That's so weird, isn't it?
Stock image.
Oh, we've had this before.
We've had the chairs before. I think I posted
some chairs.
No, somebody else posted the chairs.
You did, John, and it is. I do like those chairs.
I don't think I did.
Phobic.
I don't think I did. Somebody else posted the chairs. It wasn't me.
No.
I hope they don't make those chairs like you used to make the mods, Brad.
Yeah, the chairs are a little bit stronger.
Because that would be a lot of work.
Big 3D printer.
Oh, we're now looking at a radiator adjustment.
Oh, smocks. Do you know what? I thought he'd lost his fucking mind. I kept looking at that thinking, it's a radiator thermostat. What the fuck do I care? Yeah, I got it. Smocks. Latest E-pipe.
Yeah,
I think he added that himself, John.
Oh, right. No, it's shit then.
No,
Yeah,
he's qualified. We like it when people tell us what we're looking at.
How
that's
the
what
fuck?
that's all it is. It's a radiator valve that he thinks looks like. This is from Mick Blizzard, by the way. This is it's a radiator valve, and he thinks it looks a bit like a vaping thing.
I mean, you're wonderful. Annie lives not far from the NEC, so I hope you're going. That's rubbish.
We're now looking at Chamberlain's colic relief.
Oh,
Flatulent or wind colic. And it's
pure.
pure glycerin.
Ew. I like it. That's from Paul.
Yeah, this is from Paula Jankowski. This is Jankowski. This is from Paula. It's from Paula. Glycerin. It's glycerin. It's glycerin. We all use it every day, every single day. We're all just using it, just vaping into our lungs, giving us that strength that we need to carry on.
All that oil.
Someone's going to have to help me here. We're now looking at. It looks like a screen grab from a period drama.
Yeah,
Yes,
looks
this
like
is
from
it's
World
on
Engine.
that line,
Yeah, zoomy. Look what's in his hand. It looks like a little atomizer.
It does. I give him that.
Yeah, but
That's
what's
good.
the show?
No idea.
Mortal
No idea,
Engines.
but I do remember him saying, "That's a load of shite. It's not very good." I had to watch this, but this was the best thing about it. Was I got to try a bit out of it.
What was it, Brad? Mortal
Engines,
Engines.
and it is dog shite.
Oh, right, okay. Jim Dunlop Guitar Products.
Yeah, I don't know if this counts.
I don't know if it counts.
No.
Yeah, but having said that,
This came first, didn't it?
Well, you're saying that, but a regular wound string is like them on the bottom. What is them? What are those strings on the top there?
So you can go,
not...
wow. Do that.
We need a guitar person to tell us which came first.
I've not seen those
Who
kind
plays
of curly
guitar
strings.
and who can tell us what the wavy ones are at the top?
What came first, the electric guitar or the electric cigarette?
The electric guitar,
Close, isn't
yeah.
it? It's close.
I've seen Young Einstein and I know it was the electric guitar.
Okay, next one.
It's a watch.
Well, this is from Sasha Barrack. This is from Mr. Port from Vallendale. Mr. I'm saying Sasha. Could be Sasha. Is it Sasha?
Sasha.
I say Sasha.
I would say Sasha.
Excuse me. It's Geppetto. It's a Geppetto watch.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, next one.
It's all right. I mean, if it really was a true Geppetto, it'd be shit, but it'd be really expensive.
Yeah.
This is Stuart Maxwell, The Smell of Paul Hollywood. Yeasty Paul Hollywood there. He's got his own fragrance out. It looks a bit like an Anti though, doesn't it?
Really?
I don't know.
All right. It's but how's it? How's it at Travalo though?
Yeah, it looks like it looks like a big.
Oh yeah, it does, doesn't it? It's like high end.
Yeah.
I'm amazed we've not had that before. The word shed. I think the word shed doesn't count.
Never throw anything out. I know where everything is. Yes, I need 7 of those. Leave that alone. It works better that way. Fair play. Yep. Oh, this is an SVB.
It's brilliant. I'll give him that.
Excuse me. This is a late one from Tom Beatty. He's not watching the show tonight, but it's a late one. That's SVB-tastic, isn't it?
Tom. For fuck's sake, Tom.
Good man.
But that's very good. That is very good. Oh, and we're all the way back round.
And that's the last one. Thanks very much for watching. That was things that remind you of it and that aren't.
The last one.
John's was good. John's, come on, give John some credit.
Yeah, it was
cool lad needs.
I mean, it's relative, isn't it? Because they're normally shit. I think.
No, it was good. It was good. I'm messing. That's your lot, chaps. Thank you very much for watching. We've been the Ideal Home Show. Don't forget to smash that like button. If you're watching on catch up, skip the first half hour.
How would you know to do it? You need to go back in time.
That's what I like about that, saying that. Remind me to say it at the beginning next time. But yeah, thank you very much.
Wait there, we might have got a late answer. We need to double check it on the fact checking. Andrew says they used to make guitar strings called flat wound. That might be a flat wound guitar string.
It don't matter. There's no way that someone in the guitar industry saw a Clapton coil and went,
"Oh no!" But we were just wondering how that was a guitar string. But now we might know. Anyway, sorry.
I'm sure they've fucked about with guitar strings over the years.
Yeah. Okay, wind it up. Let's go.
Thank you very much for watching. Double tap that like button. Comment below. Subscribe. Smash that bell as well, so you're notified when we're next live. It'll probably be 9 o'clock next Thursday, but we're thinking about doing a late night Sunday show as well. But yeah, thank you very much for
11
watching.
p.m. on Sunday.
Yeah. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next week. Bye. Don't forget to join the Facebook group, Ideal Home Show. Facebook, Google that, and Facebook will come up, and then just put it in search by Ideal Home Show, and you'll probably find the group. Bye.